the volleyball action still continues na nandito pa nga rin naman tayo sa Bacoor Strike Gymnasium. My name is Sabrina San Diego at ako pa nga rin ang makakachika nyo on the sidelines. At syempre kasama pa rin naman natin na si Daphne at si Jong. At syempre ngayon naman ay inaabangan na nga natin kung ano pa ba ang ating mga matches for today. Live na live ang na 2024 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Pero kung babalikan natin ang nangyari sa match 1 ay nanalo nga ang Binian in just 3 sets against sa San Juan City. At ngayon naman ay aabangan natin ang Caloocan City versus Rizal. And for our last match of the day, we also have Marikina City. Titignan natin na kung sila nga ay makakakuha na nga ng kanilang win against Bacoor City Strikers. But with that being said, tingnan muna natin ano ba ang ating mga first place of the week na nangyari nung last week lang naman.
High ball. Push will not work. Underhand set. They go to the open with that fast wipe.
Yun ang push, sabi ni Shane Carmona. A drop to the back. Power tip.
Very efficient for your squad. Lero with that one to play.
Nakapuntos pa nga si Lero from that dig.
From Kapitana Puzon. Benis. Oh! Access denied! Wow. No, says Nike. Of speed. Ito ng depensa. They go to the open. Cosme earning that point. Ang slow mo pa doon si Urdas. Chance here to counter for the white shirts. Combination play!
Very rare magkaroon ng combination play ng Quezon. Pero every time they do it, i-expectin mo na talagang makakapunto sila.
And that's our first plays of the week. Nakita natin ang ating mga standouts, ang mga nagpasiklaban na players. Pero para nga sa game na to, feeling ko naman lahat ng ating mga volleyball fans who are tuning in, ready na nga sa ating match number 2. But with that being said, panoorin na natin dahil live na live pa rin naman tayo sa MPTV Signal Channel 98 and of course, official page natin on YouTube and on Facebook. We are at MPVA.
It was the decisiveness of Wendy Semana that helped itong Team Caloocan to get their victory yesterday sa Paco Arena. Meanwhile, para sa kabilang panig naman, dito kay Venice Puzon, leading Rizal with her familiarity. Of course, kabisado niya na ang kanyang teammates. Para sa ating match at hand, ito na nga, Caloocan will go up against Team Rizal still for our second game this afternoon. This triple header specifically, nagbabalik muli ang Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Daphne Cristobal kasama ko ngayon, si Jong Panerio. And on the sidelines, we got Sabrina San Diego. Jong, on this game, both teams coming from back-to-back games. So, alam mo yun, nagkaroon lang sila ng ample time to rest entering itong match ngayong hapon.
Well, Daphne, momentum is the name of the game right now. Both teams fresh from a win, and both teams must have been really preparing to sustain that momentum. But one winning streak will be over as both teams are marching their way to victory here in the marching band capital of the Philippines, Bacoor.
So, andun kaya yung pagod nila or yung energy nila to get another victory this afternoon, this time dito naman sa Bacoor City Strike Gymnasium. Pero ngayon, pag-usapan natin ang naging previous performance nitong Caloocan kontra Valenzuela.
Well, fresh na fresh pa to Daphne. It happened just yesterday. Well, Caloocan, they defeated Valenzuela in 4 passionate sets, 25-14, 25-21, 17-25, and 25-19.
Sabi nga natin, yung third set, yun yung nagiging problema usually ng first 2 games natin yesterday kung saan medyo nagiging chillax sila kaya nakakaagaw pa ng set ang kanilang kalaban.
Well, as you can see, Caloocan and Valenzuela both shared a very big amount of errors with 32 and 31 apiece. But when it comes to aces, dito na test din yung caliber of the players in doing an aces and attacks very dominant as well. And let's see if that will translate here in this very crucial match against Rizal.
Pero meron tayong ganadong player kahapon dahil nga nag-celebrate siya ng kanyang birthday. At ito nga, si Rhea Manalo for Team Caloocan.
Well, what a better way, Daphne, to celebrate your birthday, but of course, to have a win kasama yung mga teammates mo in watching, of course, your family. Rhea Manalo, undisputedly really very good yesterday on playing on an outside position. And again, getting 9 big points for Caloocan.
Sino bang hindi magiging ganado? Birthday mo na, present pa at the venue ang kanyang buong pamilya. Nag-leave pa nga daw, di ba? So she scored 9 points yesterday coming from 8 attacks and 1 ace.
And this might be only 9 points, but the 9 points are actually scattered. But the 9 points of Rhea Manalo is because of her efficiency on this 9 points and on a very, very crucial and important role na kailangan ng Caloocan. At ngayon, sana maasahan pa rin natin itong si Rhea Manalo as they face the very consistent Rizal.
But it's rare to see middle blockers having a double output performance. And you know what? Neng Akain just made it possible yesterday.
And again, I'm always saying this, Daphne, you know, the middle blockers are really very important because once you control the middle, you control the game. And yun nga yung nangyari kahapon. Akain, Topic Akain, scoring 12 big points kahapon. And that's the reason kung bakit nagka-problema din yung depensa ng Valenzuela on reading what kind of offense yung gagawin ng Caloocan yesterday.
Ngayon naman itong Rizal kontra Marikina, 3 straight sets victory yesterday.
Well, Rizal still proving that they are still one of the best teams here in the MPVA. Our semi-finalists during our inaugural season showing dominance and mastery over the Lady Shoe Masters 25-14, 25-17, and 25-15.
They never looked back against their foes yesterday. Just that straight victory kontra Marikina, who is sort of struggling here in our tournament. But sabi nga natin, first round pa lamang to.
And the numbers, I guess, the numbers says it all, Daphne. 37 big attacks over 18 of Marikina, 6 blocks, 12 big aces. And I must say that Rizal really deserve of having just 1 loss so far here in the MPVA.
But there was this main character moment for John Daguna yesterday against Marikina, who scored 8 points, coming from 7 attacks with 1 ace.
Joan Duguna really flying high here for Rizal. Di mo lang maasahan sa opensa, but depensa maasahan mo din. And not only that, really very smart, really very crafty. Nahihirapan ng mga blockers sa kanya sa mga atake because she really overtowering yung mga blockers dito ng kalaban niya.
Bago ang kanyang kulay sa buhok pero walang nagbago sa kanyang bahagi para sa Team Rizal. 8 points nga, coming from 7 attacks and 1 ace. So if you're Puzon, why not go to your go-to player?
Exactly, and right now, Puso not only having the luxury of having Duguna, but other players as well. That's the reason why yung puntusan dito ng Rizal really well distributed. Not only Duguna, but you have other players in the likes of De Guzman and Osada and as well as Jaja Tulang.
And speaking of Hiromi Osada, kita natin, very consistent. Itong middle blocker na to, nakakatulong niya si Heartbio. Pero yesterday, she scored 7 points coming from 4 attacks. And syempre, meron pa yung ace, no?
Well, if both squads are bannering their formidable middle blockers, I think it is a matter of who will receive well and who will activate their middle blockers first.
Pero nasaan na nga ba ang ating mga teams? As of the moment, Quezon Province with no record of losses here in the tournament. Binyan rising to the top in the 2nd spot right after that sweet victory earlier. Itong Rizal currently in the 4th spot. At ito nga, Caloocan, trying to take things slowly. At tignan natin kung makukuha nila ang panalo kontra dito sa Rizal. At syempre, this is just our 2nd game for our Triple Header Tuesday. Let's not keep you guys waiting as I turn you over to our venue game announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Bacoor City Strike Gymnasium for Manny Pacquiao's Maharlika Philippines Volleyball Association, ang liga para sa lahat. For the second game of today's triple header features Caloocan Air Force and Rizal St. Gerrard Charity Foundation Incorporated. Let us now meet the players for Rizal St. Gerrard Charity Foundation Incorporated. Starting with their team captain, number 10, Venice Buzon. First libero, number 2, Angelica Blue Guzman. Number 3, Vanessa Martin. Number 4, Joan de Guzman. Number 5, Angelica Cruz. Number 6, Janet Tulang. Number 7, Marcela Angela Rivas. Number 8, Stacy Lopez. Number 11, Katrina Galedo. Number 12, Joan Duguna. Number 15, Jonna Denise De Lorito. Number 16, Hiromi Usada. Number 19, Hart Bayo. And number 22, Maria Cleope Lopez. And for your Caloocan Air Force, starting with their team captain, number 4, Iya Yonko Kimson. Their first libero, May Denise Crisostomo. Number 1, Rebecca Cuevas. Number 5, Berke Nieve. Number 6, Deflem Tantino. Number 7, Wendy Samana. Number 9, Josa Cabalsa. Number 14, Nezel Guwal. Number 16, Angel Antipwesto. Number 18, Dosimer Tapi Kakain. Number 21, Ray Manalo. Number 23, Urdas Aiko. Their second libero, Gail Valdez. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our officials for this match. First referee, Eloyo Bukit. Second referee, Jay Derequito. And now let's meet the starters for Caloocan Air Force. With player number 5, open hitter, Berke Nieve. Number 14, setter, Nercel Guwal. Number 16, middle blocker, Angel Antivesto. Middle blocker, number 18, Dosimer Tapi Kakain. Open hitter, number 21, Ray Manalo. Opposite hitter, number 23, Aiko Urdas. And their libero, May Denise Crisomeo. Let us meet the starters for Rizal St. Gerrard Charity Foundation Incorporated. Team captain, player number 10, Venice Buzon. Open hitter, Janet Tulang. Open hitter, Joan Duguna. Open hitter, number 15, Jonna Dolorito. Middle blocker, number 16, Hiromi Usada. Middle blocker, Bayo Hart. First libero, Angelica Blue de Guzman. head coach, Cromwell Garcia.
Seeing here the lineup for Team Caloocan, we got Ordas starting today, Akain. At syempre, Rhea Manalo, muli, nagbabalik dito. So, kung compare natin to what happened yesterday, same o walang pinagbago. Actually, naging strategy dito. Except, Dara will not be a starter. Pero ito, para sa kapala naman ng Rizal, same as well, but Hart will also be a starter kasi kahapon, hindi yan naging initial plan in Coach Cromwell's side. But of course, Guzman will be initiating itong floor defense ng kanyang koponan. Both teams coming from sweet triumph yesterday, so they would want to continue that momentum they have.
Exactly. And of course, if you're a team, you want to continue your winning streak, especially that we're about to wrap up our first round of this competition.
Tsaka syempre, wala na silang time no, para makapagpahinga. You know, speaking to Coach Camille earlier, sabi niya nga sa akin, nag-yelo na lang ang koponan niya para syempre makapag-recover yung kanilang mga players.
Exactly. And also, Daphne, I would like to highlight on this match, we have the luxury, what a privilege to witness the great battle of the setters, Venus Puson and Wendy Ansimana alongside with Gual. So let's see who will come out victorious on their playmaking.
So palitan tayo ng putos early here in the first set.
There is an over-reception on the side of Rizal, but maganda ba?
Now, that was a loaded serve on the side of Rizal as Puzon activating Hiromi Osada.
Osada keeps on improving right before our own very eyes. Since last year, you've already seen a great potential on this middle blocker. Ito nga, Osada, unstoppable kahapon pa.
I like that you said improvement kasi kitang-kita talaga yon para sa, alam mo, isang middle blocker. And that's Hiromi Osada. Meanwhile, Dorito, tumambay na dito, helping her team with that 3-0 run for squad. Better first ball this time. Back set. Urdas. Pinagana dito.
And also what, a great insertion dito on the side of Caloocan is that Ordas really needs to be activated. Well, yesterday we've seen somehow an average performance coming from Aiko. But right now, if she will be an added option dito sa Caloocan, this will be very hard for Rizal to defeat Caloocan.
And that off-speed will work para dito kay Jaja Tulang.
And right now, Daphne, Caloocan, yes, they may have the experience over Rizal, but I think Rizal really gels really well, even since last year. So I think that is one of the key advantages dito na Rizal coming on this game.
Pero tingin mo ano ang naging tactics dito ni Coach Cromwell knowing na 3 straight victory at sila nga yung last game na naglaro kahapon, di ba? So alam mo yun.
Exactly. And I think yun yung kinagandahan if you just played yesterday. Dala-dala mo pa rin yung adrenaline at kitang-kita mo yan dito sa palo ni John Duguna, our yesterday's queen of the court.
Duguna carrying the load for her squad yesterday. And this Extreme Spike of the set is brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. 3-point lead for Team Rizal, who remained victorious yesterday. And those loaded services, just testing the first ball para dito sa side ng Caloocan.
And that is also one of the good strategies siguro na ginagawa dito ni Coach Cromwell, knowing that Akain and Antipwesto is a good middle blockers. So I think putting some weight and load on their services would neutralize and not allowing Gual to set up the ball here to Akain and Antipwesto.
Hiromi Osada with already 2 points early here in the first set. One from an attack and one from an ace.
But on the side of Caloocan, Daphne, yes, it may be hard for them to receive those hard services from Rizal. And that is the important role that Aiko Ordas needs to play right now. If the ball is not possible to set to the middle, nandito yung 4 para mabigyan siya ng bola.
Itong taga Pangasinan naman na nag-iingay ay Cordas sa koponan ng Caloocan. Bio, pinapagana. Binigay dito kay Manalo. Guzman will be setting it up to Tulang. Great reflexes coming from Valdez. Cordas. Target, itong si Puzon sa first ball kaya hindi siya nakakapag-orchestrate for the black shirts. Guzman. Not gonna work as Gual activates Neva. Ball is still in play. Longest rally here with a 3-point lead for Rizal.
Whoa!
One to play to wrap things up.
And nobody saw it coming here on the side of Rizal. And Gual that want to play. Nakatrash yung depensa dito ng Rizal. And Gual taking advantage on that loose floor defense dito sa side ng Rizal.
Jean Gual, who played badminton as well as basketball in her younger years before she fell in love with volleyball.
Yes, very athletic indeed, Daphne.
Alam mo ba, ang kanyang dream talaga is to become a pilot.
Ooh.
But right now, diba, just having that talent and sharing
Yes.
it here in the Air Force.
And right now, I think she's still a pilot, piloting the offense dito on the side of Caloocan.
But this time, she wouldn't get that ball. Kaya ang Rizal ang magdadala sa atin sa ating unang technical timeout, 4-point game. Whether you're at the comfort of your homes or you're not at home, worry not, because you can catch the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association games live on MPVA social media pages, both on Facebook and on YouTube. And syempre naman sa mga naka-cable TV, pwede nyo rin po kami panoorin sa MPTV on Signal Channel 98. As this is just the second game of our triple header of Tuesday, another loaded service here. This time, coming from Tulang.
And Jaja Tulang, the third player here on the side of Rizal, scoring an ace dito in the early part of our first set.
At kung babalikan natin kahapon, si Tulang medyo tahimik.
Oh yeah.
Yung naging output niya, kailanganin pa ang tulong niya on this game. Pero ngayon, naakyat na sa 6 ang kalamangan ng Rizal.
And this is not a good sign here on the side of Caloocan. I mean, more than attacking here, nagkakaproblema tayo sa service reception. They really need to work on that area.
Nieva. Not gonna work. Bio. Puzon, binibigyan ng kumpiyansa itong si Hart. Mato Kuna scoring another bucket here.
And what is really working here on the side of Rizal is the transition, Daphne. Ang bilis. Let's see if makaka-cope up dito ang Caloocan after this timeout.
And now the lead is ballooning up to 7, so timeout will be called.
Kung gusto mo, maliit din yung outside hitter, patakbuhin mo siya ng backwing. Ha? Pagalawin mo. Sa ito, pari si... Rea.
Sarado na yung strong spike niya. Pero dadaanin dito. Malambot na. Ano na yung strong point? Para makuha ko. Yung sarado na yung strong, wala nang babaguhin papaluto. Malambot na yung light na.
And here comes Coach Ana with his specific instruction. Will give in here to the ladies sa Caloocan to receive the ball. If they cannot set it to the middle, then go ahead and have your middle do the running attack.
7-point lead for Rizal as Nieva flying it through. Great response right after the timeout called by Coach Camille.
Well, indeed a good response there to finally stop the bleeding dito on the side of Caloocan. But they really need to keep that piling and to keep that going.
Just down to a 6-point game in here. With that loaded service, courtesy of Nieva. Siya rin ang may first ball. Gual. Gusto manalo. Gagana. Doguna. Great net defense and anticipation courtesy of Hart.
And our middle blockers at only side here ng Rizal, but also for Caloocan will surely play a great role here as they trying to set the pace here in this match. And let's see how will Pwesto do her job here for Caloocan.
Sabi nga natin yung magiging obstacle on the side of Caloocan kasi meron kang Bio.
Oo.
Meron ka pang Hirom Yosada in the net defense. Speaking of which,
Yes.
chance here for Rizal. Venice. Heart Bio, the heart of Rizal.
I like that Daphne, certainly the heart of Rizal right now as she will be credited on that A quick attack.
This 5'11" middle blocker just, making some noise for her team. Gual, jump set, tries to connect to Pwesto. Great reflexes coming from Jaja. So 4 touches ang itatawag ng ating first referee. Coach Camille immediately here on the sidelines. Kung meron lang tayong camera
Kaya nga
na
eh.
ifo-focus kay Coach Camille, tumayo
Napatayo
siya
eh.
agad eh.
But of course, good call though. It is late, but good call still for our first referee on that violation.
Eh, syempre, alam naman natin na decorated coach din. Itong si Coach
Of
Camille
course.
played for the FEU Lady Tamaraws during season 70. Naging teammate niya nga. Itong sila Semana, as well as Dakis,
Oh yeah.
Imagine, and even held as the season 70 champions. Tapos season 71 pa right after that year, she was also hailed as the Queen of the Sands. Naging MVP.
Wow.
Diba? Kung ganyan yung coach
So,
mo.
yes, of course. Too much to be, to admire.
Laking tulong noon para sa Caloocan. Chansa meanwhile, para sa Rizal. Puzon activates Osada.
And Daphne, yes, Heart Bio on the service deck, but another thorn here on the side of Caloocan. Hiromi Osada.
Jong, ito namang si Hiromi Osada is studying BS Psychology. So sa tingin mo nakakatulong yun dito sa pagiging atleta niya?
Well, for me, certainly Daphne, makakatulong yun. And of course, sa psychology, you're trying to observe, of course, in the decisiveness ng behavior ng tao. And I think that will be a big help as a player.
Ang ganda ng takbo at sakripisyo dito ng Rizal. Pero kahit lamang sila dito, ang putos mapupunta para sa Caloocan. Well, it only shows for Rizal that they are really willing to exert those efforts kahit na lamang sila para habulin yung bola.
Exactly, and I think that would eliminate the sign of complacency na despite lamang sila, they're still go chase after the ball.
Sada, kanina pa pinoporsyentohan dito ni Puzon. Ngayon, ang bola mapupunta kay Dolorito. Dolorito just unbothered by the blockers. Great anticipation there by their setter, Puzon. Now let's head on to our second technical timeout.
Daphne and Jong, the connection of Puzon to Guzman, Puzon to Tuguna is just undeniable. Nung Saturday, after daw ng training, sabay-sabay din daw sila nagpakulay ng buhok. At nakausap ko rin naman si Laguna kung sino man ang naging queen of the court nung kailanman. Mention to me na sumusunod nga lang naman daw talaga sila sa program ni Coach Cromwell. Hayag pa nga ni Coach Cromwell ay hindi daw dapat or walang add-ons today. Pero syempre, since kitang-kita natin na mas inspired talaga ang mga girls today, tinanong ko ano ba yung nangyayari sa kanila. Sabi naman sa akin ni Coach ay nangingibabaw daw ang pagiging blessed nila at tiwala nga sa St. Gerrard Charity Foundation. Yun lang muna, balik sa inyo.
Thank you, Sabrina. I like nasabay-sabay. Nagpakulay ng buhok si Guzman, Laguna, as well as Puzon. And sabi nga natin, different hair, but you know, yung pinapakita nilang effort inside the court remains the same. But right now, a 7-point game right after the service ace as Puzon tries to connect with Osada. Hit point.
Well, it looks like Daffy, an automatic point, an instant point here every time na pupunta dito si Venice Puzon sa kanyang mga middle attackers.
You know, with Venice Puzon staying for the Lady Pirates for quite some time already, kabisado niya na talaga yung kanyang mga hakampe. Pero this time, unable to control that ball.
And finally now, ito nga, a middle blocker. Gitna activated na here on the side of Caloocan, and we really need to see more of that coming from Gual to set up the middle.
That's Neng Tapik-Akain who scored 12 points yesterday. Top scorer nila yan. Para sa koponan ng Caloocan, underhand set, chooses Urdas, who was just making some noise nung first part ng ating unang set. Gual, underhand set, balik kay Urdas ang bola. Napabuti pa.
Yes, and Daphne nakita na ni Ordas na yung mga kamay ng blocker is not pressing forward towards the net, and she took advantage of that just by swiping the ball, and fortunately, it went inside.
Mini run made here by Caloocan as this is down to a 6-point game. Venice. Osada was well read this time. Chin. Chooses Tara. This time, babalik naman kay Aiko. What a save there. Coming from Puzon. Buhay pa rin po ang bola dito. Underhand set. Ang kumpiyansa binibigay dito. And Ortas, another dig there. Coming from Puzon. Hindi napapagod dito. Gual. Ordas will be giving chance here as Rizal activates Osada!
And Osada, I told you, Daphne, it will be an automatic point every time Hiromi Osada will take an approach and also credit that half the point to Venice Puzon, their setter slash their libero. Grabbing defense of Venice doon while she's at the back.
Indeed, setter slash libero ang kanya naging trabaho dito. Over-receiving that one. And that tip, that will work for Caloocan. At ito na, ang nanganganib na double substitution sa side ng Caloocan, Semana. At syempre, itong si Yongko, kung saan alam natin kahapon, grabe din yung naging participation niya, no?
This will be deadly, Daphne. This will be very exciting. Ito na nga, Yongko nasa harap na, you know, she played really well.
But an early error will be committed here by Semana. Medyo nanlalamig pa. Coming from the sidelines. Para sa mga manonood natin dito ngayon na hindi natuklasan ang performance kahapon ng Caloocan. Itong si Akain scored 12 points. Meanwhile, coming from the bench, itong si Yongko scoring 10 points. So double-digit performance ang naging tulong niya sa Caloocan.
And there you go, anti-pwesto. That is actually an open set. And she attacked as if she's an open hitter on that point.
Sabi nga natin sa anti-pwesto, pag maganda ang pwesto, matik
Yun.
putos. Para sa Caloocan. Great dig there. Coming from Nieva. Panalo. Panalo in the second time around. Guzman was there to chase that ball. First ball by Valdez. Semana running attack. Yongko with the help of the net.
Well, even Yongko can't believe that she scored a point there.
activation there. Semana to Donko. That double substitution. Just high efficiency
Yes.
for this duo. Down to a 5-point game and make that 4. After that loaded service. Galing dito kay Nieva.
And always, Daphne, you know, every time na mapasok ito ng si Manny at si Yonko, not only the points, but the morale was really uplifted here for Caloocan.
Si Coach Cromwell di na makakapag-antay ng second technical timeout. Let's listen it.
Pagka kumuha tayo ng bola, kung ano yung process ng pagkuha natin ng bola, mahina o malakas, kapare-pareho. Naintindihan? Tapos pag umatake tayo, lagyan natin ng puwersa eh. Hindi po pwede yung trajectory natin kitang-kita. Okay? Telegraphic masyado, kitang-kita, pupulutin na lang yan. Bilisan! Okay, puro one-to-one. Yung block example sa kabila. Oh, ito na tayo, one stop. Okay, isang stop, isang pasang maayos.
And there you go, Coach Cromwell. Yun nga, well, kanina on the past sequences, Daph, medyo bumabagal nga yung transition dito ng Rizal, and that is what Coach Cromwell observed, and she wants the girl to work out that because ito nga na nga, nagkaka-momentum na itong Caloocan, especially pumasok itong veteran setter nila na si Mana.
Ganda, perfect yung naging double substitution there, but Duguna making sure that that timeout called by Coach Cromwell will be all worth it.
And Duguna responded immediately after that timeout.
5-point game dito sa ating unang set. Semana. Chance here for Rizal. That one to play won't go. Rare one for Venice.
Well, this is not a safe lead for Rizal because Caloocan just trying to cope up with just 4 points. And right now, this is very deadly front line for Caloocan. We have Yonko, Akain, and Manalo.
Then to Hart. Dara. Nandoon. That cross-court kill won't go as Guzman tried to set up. Here from the back row, that will not work. Not a free ball here. Who's on? Sweet swipe!
And Daphne, Hart, Bio just over-towering the blockers dito sa side ng Caloocan. Just enough power. Simple volleyball. Yet really very effective here for Bio.
And now, substitution para sa side ni Coach Cromwell. Ang papasok naman ngayon, itong si Stacy Lopez. Malalim talaga ang pagbabalasa ng players si Coach Cromwell. Almost a service ace. Grabe yung sakripisyo ni Rhea doon para kunin ang bola. Right on the line! Puntos para kay Osada.
Osada, you know, really taking advantage while Rhea Manalo is not yet in the position. Dun niya talaga dinala yung bola because she knows nobody's home on that area.
Alam na alam kung saan dapat idadaan ng bola. Pero ngayon, si Cabalsa naman, papalitan muna itong si Manalo. Palaliman ng bench para sa side ng Caloocan. Six-point game dito sa ating unang set. Semana. Centering it up para dito kay Cabalsa. Medyo napako ang paa ng black shirts.
And you know, Daphne, that Cabalsa has been, well, was the, you know, the bright spot there for Caloocan yesterday. And let's see if she can still bring that power and adrenaline here in this must-win game against Rizal.
Urdas and Gual will be coming back in here. Setting unang set and 5 points to tie things up. That's gonna be a challenge for the orange shirts. Massive serve coming from Chin. Ven choosing Dolorito.
And despite Nieva already in the possession on that down the line kill by Dolorito, still failed to carry that loaded attack coming from Dolorito.
Dolorito getting that first ball and still having that energy to kill that ball. Chin. chooses Zaza. Great angle. That was a sharp eye.
Yes. Napakanipis ng free ball na binigay dito ni Cabalsa.
But still, 5 points ang kailangan nilang habulin dito. Ven. What a set there, but Urdas! One man block.
And right now, I really just like the emotions, Daphne, of every player every time that they score a point. Urdas, very quiet kind of player, but you can see the emotion after that successful kill block.
Miscommunication there on the side of the orange shirts, and great substitution made by Coach Camille dahil itong si Cabalsa nagbibigay ng enerhiya para sa kanyang koponan. This down to a 3-point game. Timeout will be called.
Saan muna natin, aggressive muna tayo sa pasa. Kailangan mapasahan natin ng ayos. Intindihan? Okay? Diskarda mo kung saan mo dadalhin, ha? Bilisan yung pasok ng quick. Lamang ka naman dyan. May kakagating ka niyan. Pag binigyan kayo ng bola, sige, okay, wala namang problema, mablakan, cover lang tayo. Atakihin, ha? Walang laro, atake talaga, pulido.
And Coach Cromwell wants nothing but greatness here for Rizal, and obviously the kind of play that he wants. Good pass, because your number one, the number one scorer here for Rizal, Osada, which is Osada, is currently right here.
3-point game here in the first set. And magandang pahinga yun sa side ng Rizal. And that will stop the bleeding for Caloocan. And now Rizal already at set point. Almost service ace. Katulong ang net doon. Chin. Chooses Dara. And one set point save for Caloocan.
Well, this still anybody's game, Daphne. Well, for Caloocan, they really need to play perfect volleyball here, but for Rizal, this will be the hardest point for them to get this first set.
Loaded service once again, preventing Rizal to execute a play. At hindi na nga naitawid ang bola.
Another set point save dito for Caloocan. What a first set, Daphne, we're seeing here right now for Caloocan and Rizal.
2-0 run para sa Caloocan. Puzon. That punch won't go as Aiko will be hitting that one. Chin chooses Aiko one more time!
And
3-0 run para dito sa Caloocan.
I'm on the edge of my seat, Daphne, after that rally. Aiko Ridas, the top scorer now for Caloocan, really doing majestic here.
1-point game kung saan set point na dapat itong Rizal. The whistle will be called by our first referee as he would try to clarify things off dito, pero si Kapitana Puzon immediately approaching.
Let's see, Daphne, because here on my angle, it looks like that Jaja Tulang is, I think, on a lifting violation. But let's see what will be the decision of our first referee here.
Sabi nga natin, 3 straight points para dito sa Caloocan, pero itong Rizal already at set point. Ang puntos mapupunta sa Caloocan. And in just a blink of an eye, we are deadlocked at 24.
And good call coming from our first referee. It was clearly a lifting violation. And now, what a momentum here for Caloocan. Let's see if that will continue.
The momentum is evidently on the side of Caloocan Air Force. So it's a matter and a test of composure. Right, overcooking that service, crucial one. So 1 point para sa Rizal para matapos itong unang set, pero si Bio in-ensure na kakailanganin ng kanyang net defense dito. extended agad, Jong.
Yes.
Great serve, but perfect first ball. But not a perfect setup. That punch, that will not work. Shobe. Tunyeva! Hitting zone 5! Buhay pa rin po ang Caloocan.
Yes. And what a match. What a great, valuable action we're seeing here right now.
Daranyeva. Ibigay din ang energy para sa kanyang kapanan. We are deadlock at 25. Firm serve coming from Aiko. At hindi na po nahabol ang bola with that attack coming from Laguna.
And salitan lang tayo ng puntos dito. But right now, Rizal on another set point here. And this will be with Jaja's tulang serve. Let's see.
And now Rizal at set point. Massive serve coming from Jaja. Chin to Dara. Pinuto na lang. Laguna once again, but Zaza with a dig. Dara, bantay sarado. And Hart just guiding the net for Rizal. And this was an extended set. Pero muli, itong Rizal securing set number 1. (27-25) ang ating naging first set score, kung saan itong Caloocan just made a 4-0 run and just really giving a threat para dito sa Rizal.
And as we can see, Daphne, humabol dito ang Caloocan. It was a long rally, exchanges of points, great attacks, especially during the latter part of that first set. But I think one of the key advantages dito ng Rizal is that their outside hitters, Dolorito and Laguna, on a roll, both scored 4 points apiece. And Osada and Bayo are middle blockers. Actually, they're leading scorers dito on the side of Rizal with 6 and 5 points. But for Caloocan, everybody's really doing good. It is Ordas doing majestic at 6 points. We just need someone on the side of Caloocan to help Ordas on the scoring.
In terms of attacks, lamang lang ng isa ang Rizal dito at tabla po tayo sa blocks and aces.
Well, kita mo naman, Daphne, what a close first set. Very identical yung blocks, aces, yung opponent errors natin. Just lamang lang dito ng isa yung Caloocan. But you know, the first set is the testimony of how great valuable action here, especially na nakita natin in the first set.
Will this be a revenge on the side of Caloocan, or it's the composure of Rizal that will once again pave the way para sa kanilang koponan? Set number 2. Here we come, as sabi nga natin, yung instincts nitong ni Puzon gumagana din, utilizing all of her spikers.
And Puson Daphne, hindi mo lang maasahan on orchestrating the points dito for Rizal, but as well as on how well yung coverage niya, especially pag back row player siya dito.
Pero alam din natin itong si Nieva. Naging, alam mo yun, parang naging apoy. Kaya
Oo.
naging extended set number 1 din doon. This is just our second game for our triple header Tuesday. Caloocan going up against itong Team Rizal. And second set, here we come. Ganda ng reflexes dito ng Caloocan. Pati na rin ang Rizal. Early error there.
The challenge now for Rizal is that for sure they know that Caloocan knew that if they get a good first ball, pupunta talaga si Puson dito sa gitna niya. So right now, Venice really needs to create more effective kind of play. And let's see what will be the transition here.
Pero alam din natin, Jong, no, itong si Galedo yesterday was also injected by Coach Cromwell.
And I believe that, and we've witnessed how well she played as a setter yesterday, especially nung mga third set na nababasa na rin ng kalaban nila itong playmaking ni Puson.
And that will be service ace for Venice Puzon.
And Venice Puson, what a very talented girl we've seen right now. Very good playmaker, very well sa kanya mga coverage and loaded services always dito. Venice Puson.
Just standing 5-1 tol. Itong setter ni Coach Cromwell. Urdas. Pinuto ni Blue. Then chooses Jaja. Great target on Gual.
And Jaja Tulang, our first ever best homegrown during our inaugural season last year, now playing on the opposite.
So lamang dito ng dalawang Rizal. And if you're Caloocan, how would you want to start things off here in the second set, Jong?
Well, right now, I know that Caloocan, natalo sila during the first set, but let's forget about that. What's important is that nakahabol sila and the momentum and the adrenaline, they need to carry it over here in the second set and try to snatch the second set against our semi-finalists last year.
Pero how would you compare to naging performance ni Urdas today? I mean, like as of the moment compared to yesterday.
And that is one of the secrets, Daphne, why dikit yung first set natin because Urdas is activated. I know she knew that the things that she needs to do and improve compared to the lackluster performance yesterday, and Urdas just never fail.
And now, Gual will be setting it up. Speaking of Urdas!
Wow! And Aiko Urdas, Daphne, really, she's really on a roll right now. Very powerful attack from the opposite side.
Sakit sa ulo ang hatid niya sa Rizal. Especially ngayon, nag-iinit ang laro. Itong taga-Pangasinan na si Aiko Urdas. At this time, that attack coming from Osada will sail out.
Well, Osada, I think she wants to get some check dito kay Pwesto. Unfortunately, that is really way too high.
2-point lead. Osada sinubukang pabawiin dito. Yung tapik na yon,
Wow!
gagana para kay Aiko.
How about Aiko Urdas? Everybody, as you can see, after powerful down the line hit, even just yung mga simple power tip, still very effective here. Coming from our season 85 Rookie of the Year, Aiko Urdas.
This 28-year-old spiker doing all that she could, all that she can for her squad. Pinapalo dito. And Doguna just not giving a free ball here for Caloocan.
Well, let's see again on the replay. Napakahirap naman talaga ng angulo na tinigdo ni Doguna. What a skill we have here, especially coming from a pipeline.
Lamang ng dalawa dito ang Air Force. Chin chooses Dara. Medyo agawan pa doon. And Puzon will be setting it up. Great anticipation coordination there. Kaya ngayon, bababa sa isang putos ang kailangan habulin ng Rizal.
Good job there. Good hit. Coming from Duguna.
They're taking it one step at a time. Let's see if Rizal can tie things up here in the first set. Chin chooses Ordaz. She wasn't expecting it. Then to Osada. High punch. Someone just scraped the net.
And this is what actually happened during the first set. Kung bakit humabol din talaga ng malala itong Caloocan because of their unforced errors. And if you're Caloocan trying to get the second set, you really need to minimize those errors.
Anong advantage ba ang meron itong Rizal? Kung bakit bigla na lang tayo nagtabla dito?
Well, right now, for me, the sole and the major advantage dito na Rizal more than just the gelling Daphne, it's that ang hirap pasahin ng set dito ni Venice. I mean, she could actually go to the opposite to open. Pwede na siyang pumunta sa gitna at doon nagsasuffer itong defense pattern ng Caloocan. They really having a hard time reading those offense na ginagawa ni Venice Puson.
Pero lamang ulit ng isa dito. Ang Caloocan, miss coordination there for the black shirt. So, it's a Caloocan Air Force who'll be bringing us to our first technical timeout here in set 2.
I spoke to Coach Camille of Caloocan regarding Aiko Ordaz's comeback in the volleyball scene. Sabi niya nga naman sa akin ay nakikita niya pa rin daw ang pag-aalalay ng kanyang knee. At before the game, I have noticed as well that she did her PT knee exercises to condition herself more. Alam naman natin, Daphne and Jong, na ang isang sundalo hindi nagpapatalo.
Thank you so much, Saf, for that report. Hindi siya nagpapatalo dahil siya nagiging main soldier para dito sa Caloocan. Kita natin ngayon, down to a 1-point game dito sa ating second set. Short serve, courtesy of Hero. Ordaz. That won't go. And that push, hindi rin kagana yan. Para kay Tulang and Ordaz just unbothered by the blockings of Rizal.
Unbothered and powerful. Ay, Ordaz already 10 points na dito for Caloocan. But, I mean, Goal, she also needs to create more play because kanina, hirap na rin pumorsento si Aiko Ordaz doon. Nababantayan na siya ng depensa ng Rizal. So, we need other players to step up aside from Aiko Ordaz.
Then, to Hart. Guarded at the net.
And good block there coming from Pwesto. They know that once maganda yung pass at yung bola dito ng Rizal, Venice Puson would surely go dito sa kanyang mga middle blockers.
So 10-7 ang ating official score in here and make that 11.
And Jaja Tulang medyo malayo yung pinanggalingan dito ni Jaja. From her approach, pababa na yung bola while she tried to hit that ball.
So 4-point lead for Team Kangkalu. Tingnan natin kung kayang ibahin ang timpla dito. Led by, of course, Venice Puzon orchestrating that one at napailag pa ang ating first referee.
And you see the 1-2 punch of Dolorito and Duguna on the attacks. They are doing a 1-2 punch as well as the depensa, Daphne. There is a perfect pass coming from Dolorito. Perfectly set to Duguna and a point there coming again from their outside hitters.
Jong, would you elaborate more yung 1-2 punch na tinutukoy mo?
Well, the 1-2 punch is that yung connection nila, especially, I mean, they are playing very liquid, kumbaga, Daphne, very smooth.
And you can see on the transition, sobrang bilis. At doon pa nga, puporma pa lang ng depensa itong Caloocan. Nakapalo na itong Rizal.
4-point game here. At muli, ang tatalino na nagiging atake dito. Dito Kuna.
And as you can see, Duguna just taking advantage. Yung mga kamay ng blockers natin here, coming from Caloocan, hindi naka-press forward. And basically, pag ganun, talaga mag-off the block yung pag pinalo na outside mo.
Itong si Duguna, hailing from Bacolod City, Negros Occidental. And siya nga ang ating queen of the court yesterday. Right now, Dolorito overcooking that one. So Rizal seems to be struggling here on the set because they are failing to catch up with this, momentum for Caloocan. Puzon. That will be a much needed point here para kay Dolorito.
And Dolorito, there's so much, coming from Rizal. You have Duguna in right now. Dolorito will take advantage of the loose defense dito ng Caloocan.
Ito namang si Dolorito, hailing from Valenzuela City. Bio with that firm serve. Ang Bulakenyo naman ang nagpaparamdam ngayon.
And again, right now, the issue here really indeed the service reception of Caloocan. He really cannot create a play. Kung service receive pa lang, hindi na natin mapasa ng maayos dito kay Gual.
Now 6 points for Hort Bio. It's 5-11. Middle blocker. Buhay pa rin po ang bola dito. Bawal pa tayo mag-celebrate.
Oh!
Miscommunication there for Rizal and Coach Cromwell just so dismayed here on the sidelines.
Kita mo sa pamimewang ni Coach Cromwell dito na disappointment sa kanyang mga girls. And Daphne, these girls been playing for quite some time already. So it is so very surprising to see them na hindi nagko-communicate inside the court.
Scramble yung Caloocan pero mas nag-scramble itong Rizal. Great effort in saving that ball. Gual, back sets. Chooses to Ordas. Dolorito. Doon si Valdez. Gual. Shoot sets to Cabalsa. Napasobra.
Well, sayang yung free ball na yun ng Rizal to Caloocan earlier. I mean, Gual could actually have gone to anti-pwesto for a quick attack since scrambling yung depensa dito ng Rizal, but still decided to go to Icordas, which is not ready on the transition kanina.
Big problem as this is a chance for Rizal, but not taken advantage of. Ordas. Guzman nandun. Dolorito lumipad, pero lumipad din ang kanyang palo.
And right now, exchanges of errors dito.
And for Rizal, you would want to go back to your grassroots if you want to tie things up here in the second set. First set, napunta yan para sa kuponan ng Rizal. Pero ngayon, iba ang kuwento na binibigay sa atin ng Caloocan.
This is still a very manageable lead, Daphne. Remember during the first set, yung habol doon ng Caloocan. But right now, it is way much closer and it's still anybody's game.
Chin connects to Aiko. Bantay sarado.
And right now, seems Gual trying to do a percentage kind of play dito kay Aiko Ordas. Bantayan doon na very tentative na yung naging galawan dito ng Caloocan. Easily read and well read here coming from Hiromi Osada.
Hindi ka mapupwede dito kay Osada at Duguna. Ngayon naman si Dolorito. Chipping in points, tying things up for Rizal.
And to show you how effective the distribution and how the teamwork of Rizal right now, Osada, Daphne, 9 points, Duguna at 8, Dolorito and Bio at 6 points. Well-orchestrated kind of scoring here for Rizal.
Then, great connection there. And now it's Rizal who's coming from behind courtesy of that connection. Coming from, of course, Puzon and Duguna. 2-point lead para dito sa Rizal. Pero sa ating matches tomorrow, dito po tayo ulit magkikita-kita sa Bacoor Strike Gymnasium at 4 p.m. Rizal will go up against itong Negros ICC Blue Hawks. Final match naman natin, Valenzuela Classy kontra Marikina Lady Shoe Masters. Loaded service muli ang regalo dito ng Rizal. Puzon, binigay kay Osada. Not this time. And Tulang with that smart and sharp spike.
You know why Jaja Tulang is really very quick to react every time na sinesitan siya from the opposite? Is that remember, Jaja Tulang is a middle blocker. She played as a middle last year. That's the reason why napakabilis ang arm strength.
At mukhang intimidated na itong Rizal with itong hand gestures ni Coach Cromwell. Puzon setting it up to her go-to player but that will not go. Nieva medyo naging tahimik na dito. Puzon with that shoot set. Seeing that sweet spot in the middle. What a run made here by Rizal, and this extreme spike of the set is brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Pan, ano ka kay Josa?
And there you go, Caloocan really need to fix and they need to work out a lot of things dito. It is Aiko Urdas at 10 points. The rest of the team, Daphne, below 5 points. And that's the reason why nagiging bantayado na rin itong si Aiko Urdas. Very tentative na rin itong play na ginagawa ni Goal. They need more options here if they want to destroy the very formidable, well-oiled machine, Rizal.
Now, Pantino de Flem with that first ball coming from the bench. Early chance here for Rizal. Puzon, back sets. Chooses Tulang from the right pin. Ito naman, right pin din. Urdas, finally stopping the bleeding.
And you admire the effort that Aiko Urdas is doing. She's doing everything that she can here for Caloocan, but she needs help. Who will rise up alongside with Aiko Urdas here against their battle contra Rizal?
That's the big question for Caloocan as they try to answer that one. Ben, back sets. Hindi nagustuhan yun. 3-2 lang.
Jaja, Tulang, kita mo yung hesitation as she tried to hit that ball that is really way close to the antenna already.
Back-to-back points para sa Caloocan. And just 1 point to tie things up. Puzon kneeling set. Finally an answer there.
And right now, John Duguna tied with Aiko Urdas. 11 points apiece here in this match.
And Duguna with her elevation. Pabalik sa 2 puntos ang lamang ng Rizal. Urdas. Ang ganda ng setup doon. Pero andun si Dolorito. Duguna muli. Nabantayan na. So they go to Tulang. Great blockings on the side of Caloocan. Shobe. She was just there to save the ball. Venice to Hart. That won't go. Puzon. Joan Duguna just carrying the load and doing her all for the black shirts.
And as you can see, dinurog dito. Iduguna yung blockers.
Literal na dinurog niya yun, going up against Urdas. Service ace pa ang naging regalo dito ni Hiromi Osada. So kahit pa paano, medyo mas nagiging light na yung mood dito ni Coach Cromwell. Pero, a buzzer, parang medyo nag-hesitate pa ang ating mga referees. But a timeout will be called here. 4-point game.
Hey, pasa tayo ng isa, palit tayo ng 2. 3 pa rin spiker. Saga lang.
Makaikot tayo.
Ha?
Lang,
Ikot lang tayo, ikot.
maliit yung tao mo, ang layo ng pandiyan, kaya ang gagalingan, bilisan mo lang yung palo mo. Makamatay yan. Ha? Okay, pasa tayo, pasa. One stop. Ikot tayo, ikot. Pasa tayo.
And I think right now, Caloocan would still do a percentage play dito, going over and over again to Ike Ordaz. Coaching staff already instructing Ordaz there to just hit the ball really hard because this is a must time for them if they really want to get this second set contra. Rizal was actually playing really well, Daphne. Right now, dito dalawang players na in double digits. You have Duguna at 12 and Osade at 10 points.
Deadly lineup here. On the side. At mukhang may warning tayo for delaying the game para sa side ng Caloocan Air Force. Coach Camille, a bit upset here on the sidelines. Not a bit, pero dismayado. And now, this is a 4-point game. Para sa ating second set, Caloocan kanina, lamang sila dito. Pero Rizal just patient enough. Sada. Massive service. Buhay pa rin ang bola dito. Nasalba pa ng Caloocan. Chin chooses Aiko.
And Ike Ordaz, Daph solely bearing the torch here for Caloocan.
Look at the beautiful setup, courtesy of Chin Gual. Connecting. Para dito kay Ike Ordaz. Pero Semana, papasok, as well as 5. Correction, that's Yonko. Yonko and Semana. Usually, yan yung nagiging double substitution ni Coach Camille. And itong si Duguna, ginagamitan na lang talaga.
Oo.
Ginagamit niya talaga yung kamay ng blockers.
And kita mo si Duguna, she's really unbothered despite na may blocker sa harap niya. She can easily and quickly reacts kung paano niyang gagawin yung atake. And good decision as always from John Duguna.
And Yonko with that slam.
Well, if Rizal have this advantage of having this talented middle and outside, itong Caloocan naman. Sa opposite nila, doon sila bumabawi after Ordaz. You have Yonko here sa 4 will surely do damage here for Caloocan.
Now Zaza Cabalsa will come back in for the orange shirts. This is just a 3-point game here in our second set. Massive service over receiving that one. Semana back sets. Chooses Zaza. Above the blockers, but that will not go. From the back row, Nieva was there for coverage. Semana. That drop will not go. Great sacrifice there by Dolorito. Semana goes back to Cabalsa. That went too wide and great read for the black shirts.
We know what Cabalsa can actually do. We saw some great attacks there yesterday from Cabalsa, but right now,
4-point lead para sa black shirts. Semana chooses Cabalsa, pinabawi.
and this is what I like about veteran setters like Wendy and Semana. I mean, of course, after an error, gustong-gustong bumawi. Itong mga attackers mo, and good decision here coming from Semana to go back to Cabalsa and let her score her point.
Cabalsa just on a mission here for Caloocan. But Bikakain overcooking that service. So now, Rizal already at set point. And Coach Cromwell ensuring that Stacy Lopez will have to serve for Rizal.
Set point, serving ready. Serving Stacy Lopez.
Short service. Semana to Cabalsa once again with authority, but that will not work. No hand check as Osada overcooks that hit.
Well, Osada trying to be ambitious on that attack. When nakita niya, medyo nakabante.
na itong depensa ng Caloocan. At bakanting-bakanting back zone natin. Unfortunately nga, kinulang lang sa follow-through. But still, this is a set point here for Rizal.
Let's see how Venice Puzon will try to lead the offense for the Black Shirts. As one set point save para dito sa Caloocan. And Gual from the bench getting that service ace. Parang nangyari na to.
Oo.
Parang di Puto ng first set. As Coach Cromwell just wants Rizal to breathe in for a while. Let's listen in.
Pinihit mo pa doon. Lubog ka na dito. Okay. Oh. Pabilisin nyo na. Pakita ka ng quick. Naintindihan. Delay mo siya ng konti. Palutakin mo muna siya. Pagbigay, open, atake. Rate mo ng 6, 2 6 ha. Naintindihan. Then coverage. Hindi makukuha sa isang palo lang yan ha. A. Pwedeng in. Okay, out doon sa kabila. Pwedeng rekta. Okay, bilisan lang. Pag rekta, kailangan mas mabilis. Walang pigil. Talagang kung mabablakan, binablakan. Ibabaw ha, ibabaw. Palakihin mo lang to. Tapos bilisan balik. 1 to 1 to lang. Go, go, go.
Specific instruction in kind of playmaking dito yung binibigay ni Coach Cromwell kay Venice Puzon. But this is very important, Daphne, because Rizal could actually have the chance to replicate what happened during the first set. And ito naman Caloocan, may chance din to change the result of first set by doing a good play here in the second set.
Puzon. Perfect timeout call there by Coach Cromwell as Dolorito. She doesn't want an extended set dito sa ating set 2. Ay ating score 25-22.
Number 2 score 25-22. 1 point Rizal St. Gerrard Charity Foundation.
ang ating naging set number 2 score. We're in Rizal St. Gerrard Charity Foundation. Still, just initiating itong offense led by Venice Puzon. Itong Caloocan nga, no, they just were trying to dictate this game, pero iba ang pinakita ng Rizal.
Well, the sole torch bearer of Caloocan, Aiko Ordaz, can't do it all alone, Daphne. The play of Caloocan right now has been very tentative at nababasa na nga ng defense pattern nito Rizal sa yung ginagawang orchestration dito no Gual sa kanilang mga offensive. On the other side naman dito Rizal, oh my God, Duguna, Dolorito, Osada, and Bio, Daphne, really very formidable on the attacking.
Lamang ng 6 in terms of attacks itong Rizal at pareho lang ating blocks at aces.
And as you can see, Daphne, total domination when it comes to attacking. And let's see if Rizal could still translate and replicate those attacking dominance here kontra Caloocan here in the third set.
It's a 24-year-old girl from Rizal who's already scoring 13 points para sa koponan niya.
13 big points dito for Duguna. And the 1-2 punch is duo of Duguna and Dolorito. Sobrang maasahan, Daph. Imagine if Dolorito is at front. Dito naman, nasa likod si Duguna doing defense.
a different set of players ang makikita natin para sa side ng Rizal. Meanwhile, for Coach Camille, syempre gusto niya talagang puwersahin itong Caloocan. Not just Aiko Rodas, pero Aiko with 13 points coming from 12 attacks and 1 block. Sabi mo nga, Jong, kakailanganin niya ng katulong dito.
Exactly. And if there's a time for the other players from Caloocan to step up, it's time, Daphne.
But, of course, if your team Caloocan, kanina nung second set, tingnan na kayo yung maging, alam mo yun, maging commander ng second set. Who are you hoping na maging katulong dito ni Aiko?
Well, obviously, it is Cabalsa. We've seen her performing yesterday, but right now, they started off their point again with Aiko Ordas.
Pero ngayon, for Coach Camille, no, it's Semana who will be manning the offense for the orange shirts. That will not go in for Cabalsa.
And aside from helping Aiko Ordas on scoring, of course, they also need to minimize their errors here because Rizal already did that during the second set.
For Rizal, Jong, what just helped them to clinch set number 2?
Well, it is very obvious. It is the good ball distribution of Venus Puzon. Really confusing itong depensa ng Caloocan. Really, they don't know kung sino papalo and they're really having a hard time to defend yung mga atake na nagbumula at a different side of the court.
Parang alam mo yun, kakailanganin din talaga ng Rizal na ma-maintain lang kung ano yung pinakita nila in the first 2 sets kung saan nandun yung patience and yung kanilang grit. Right now, lamang ng dalawa ang Caloocan. Strong serve. Guzman was able to contain it. They go to Duguna. Back set. Porsyento. Itong si Ordas, but great reflexes for Blue. And John Duguna just on the front line.
And right now, Duguna responding immediately here to stop the bleeding for Rizal. And I hope that Rizal will already learn from their lesson yesterday, the complacency.
Another point here for Team Caloocan as the Pekakain with that extreme spike of the set brought to us by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Struggling the first ball with those loaded services. Semana chooses Nieva.
Well, Nieva could also be the hero here helping Aiko Ordas on scoring.
Let's find out if Nieva will be consistent here in the set 3. Another loaded serve. Napahirapan ni Aiko ang depensa dito ng Rizal. We go to Dara with that off speed. What a save there. Coming from Blue. Almost a miss hit there by Duguna. Napagod na sila. Habulin ng bola kaya ang puntos muli para sa Caloocan.
And right now, yes, well, of course, right now, let's expect that Caloocan will be very pumped up because this is hopefully not their last set. And they want to prove us and show to us that their win yesterday is really very convincing.
It's redemption time for Caloocan. They go to Duguna.
And Duguna, what an angle. Napakanipis naman talaga ng angulo na kinuha dito ni John Duguna.
3-point game here in the third set. First set was an extended one. And right now, it's Semana orchestrating itong Team Caloocan. 1-2 play won't go. Duguna once again. Nahabol pa ng Caloocan dito. Chance here to counter for Rizal. Running attack! First point for Kid Martin.
And I don't think we've seen Martin yesterday, but right now it's worth a comeback.
This Extreme Spike of the Set is brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Well, Kid Martin is actually a part of KMS.
Oh, yes. I remember.
And Curti, para dito sa Lyceum of the Philippines naman na siya nag-aaral in college. Also played for a while in First City Providential College. So naging teammates na sila ni Heart Bio.
Oh, that is really very interesting, Daphne, to know. But right now, kita mo, Tuguna, unstoppable here for Rizal. Really on a roll here.
Now, this is just a one-point game. As we were just talking about Kid Martin, all of a sudden, isang puntos na lang ang kailangan ng Rizal. Semana, binigay kay Nieva.
And Nieva had this good intention in mind. Unfortunately, yes, bad execution, too much angle on that tip.
So now we are deadlocked at 6. Third set po tayo dito. Activation at the middle won't go here for the orange shirts as Rizal already on top by 1.
And I must say, Daphne, that itong Caloocan, iniiwas talaga nila dito sa depensa ng Rizal. However, they're taking too much angle, resulting for that ball to go outside.
On hand set, Aiko from the back row, hindi gagana. Laguna, lumipad na naman. Wendy chooses Tara. Ball still in play, and that 1-2 play by Venice Puzon is a much needed one, as we do know how she can also work offensively for her squad. First technical timeout.
One of the coaching staff on the side of Caloocan na si Coach Ralph mentioned to me na since this is a new breed of players from Kangkalu, meron naman din silang kanya-kanyang commitment. Ang ginagawa daw nila pag nagtitraining ay nakikigamit daw sila ng court sa National University dahil busy din daw ang court sa Air Force. But if their skills still don't align, they have another option, and that is through online workouts and conditioning. We all know na lagi naman talaga tong sinasabi ng kanilang head coach that volleyball is a game of adjustment. So let's see kung ano pa ba ang adjustments na pwede na nga nilang gawin dito sa set 3. Yun lang muna, balik sa inyo.
Bigger moves necessary for Team Kangkalu as they are down by 3 right now. And it's interesting to hear na kumaga, very resourceful sila. Still being able to train kahit online. At syempre, with the help of NU. But right now, 2-point game.
And this is what I really like to see, and I'm happy to see that Caloocan, through Wendy and Simana, is doing and looking for other options aside from Ike Ordaz. And we see Nieva scoring 2 successful points dito for Team Kangkalu.
And that will be too low for Cabalsa. As this is back to a 3-point game. At kung ikaw nga Team Kangkalu, kailanganin na ikaw magdikta dito ng set 3 kung gusto mo pang humabol.
Exactly, because for sure Rizal, they really want to go home. Malayo-layo pa ang uwian ng mga to. But you want to challenge their offense now.
Jong, if you're Semana, and sabi mo nga, kailangan ng katulong ni Urta, sino ang puporsyentahan mo dito?
I'll go with my team captain, Daphne. Of course, Yonko. I mean, she has this heart, Daphne, and for sure, she's at her comfortable position at the opposite. So let's see if that will materialize here right now.
Then, miscommunication there with Kid. So bonus point here for Caloocan. So 3 points to tie things up. And sabi mo nga, si Kapitana Yongko ang kakailanganin dito. And that's the reason behind Coach Camille entrusting this duo. Cabalsa setting it up, chooses Urdas. Guzman was there for the first ball, running attack to Kid. And right on the line, she seems to be not a kid with that attack.
Exactly, and right now, you know, Coach Cromwell has this liberty of changing lineups because everybody actually on the side of Rizal could start or crack to starting 6. And kita mo noon, Martin making her presence felt dito sa third set.
Kala natin, Osada, Bio lang.
Oo.
Ang meron si Coach Cromwell, meron pa pala siyang Martin dito.
And right now, that is a little too ambitious here for Duguna on hitting that back line.
Now it's Wendy Semana. Well-experienced setter for Coach Camille. Urdas. Nasalba pa yan. And Dolorito overseed by Cabalsa. And that drop will work for her.
And Cabalsa kanina hindi nakuha yung mga power tips. But ngayon, just using some weight and dropping it over sa lugar na walang tao.
2 points na lamang ang kailangan habulin dito ng Caloocan. As Coach Cromwell still on the sidelines, the usual position. Puzon chooses Dolorito. One hand save there by Nieva. Right on the line, it's Zaza Cabalsa being the light for Caloocan.
And Sasa Cabalsa sailing on that attack. Kita mo, very smart despite that set coming from behind. That is really hard to hit. Yet, Cabalsa successful on that down the line attack.
Chansa para sa Caloocan. Semana binigay kay Urdas. Ladies and gentlemen, we are tied here in the third set.
And Urdas now tying the 16-digit point performance of Duguna as she already registered her 16th point after that cross-court kill.
Perfect first ball. Pero ang blockings nandoon. At lamang na po dito ang Caloocan.
And just like that, that 4-point lead dito ng Rizal suddenly vanished.
And now Stacy Lopez is expected by Coach Cromwell to be a key addition for her squad. 4-0 run para sa Team Kangkalu. Who will stop the bleeding? Let's find out. As Wendy Semana still at the service area. Puzon. Goes to Dolorito. Buhay pa rin po ang bola dito. Chansa para sa Rizal. Puzon activates Hero. And Urdas. And that off-speed will still work para dito kay Stacy. And that will stop. That's 4-0 run.
Kita mo, Daphne, sometimes it's more than just the power, but it is the angle that you'll take. And Stacy Lopez from the pipe taking that sideline here sa side ng Caloocan.
And now, Valdez setting it up dito kay Urdas. Puzon. Goes to her go-to player, but that couldn't connect. And Urdas, binabalik ulit sa kapanan niya ang kaalamangan.
And if you cannot help Daphne na puntahan itong percentage player mo, then let your percentage player hit on the different side of the court. Kanina, Urdas pumapalo sa opposite, and just after the sequence, kita natin Urdas on the outside position naman.
It's the loaded services of Caloocan that's just really working out well for their squad.
And the run continues here for Caloocan. If you're Rizal, you need to be awake here because dalawa na nga yung kalamangan dito ng Caloocan.
So that will be a 6-1 run para dito sa Caloocan and make that 7. And the momentum is obviously on the side of the orange shirt. So sila ang magdadala sa atin sa ating second technical timeout. Three-point deficit here in the third set. We're in Team Kankalu on top here, led by Aiko Rodas with 17 points coming from 16 attacks and 1 block. 3-point game. Stacy trying to add some spark for Rizal. Chance here for the black shirts. Puzon. And that off-speed by Dolorito. That won't work for them, seeing that donut hole.
And right now, I like how Dolorito tried to change her face. Kita natin kanya after that strong, solid cross-court. Yun na-dig. And this time, alam niya hindi po bumabalik yung mga defenders. So she tried to do an off-speed and it is successful.
Semana to Ordas. What a dig there.
Yeah.
Coming from Puzon. Valdez chooses Nieva. Hindi na nahabol ni Guzman.
And right now, it's so glad to see, I know, Aiko Ordas na aperan din itong si Nieva because finally, may katulong na dito si Aiko on the scoring department, and that is with Taran Nieva.
Just when they thought that the ball will go to Ordas, choosing Nieva for another option on the offense. Stacy from the right pin. Cabalso with the first ball. Balik kay Ordas. Off the blockers!
Aiko Ordas, unstoppable on the opposite side.
And Coach Cromwell just upset with the performance of Rizal, so a timeout will be called.
Okay, hahanapin mo muna. Yan, kailangan matapatan. Hindi yan, bibilangan. Hindi po pwedeng block lang tayo ng block dyan. Wala namang ibang bibigyan, puro ito lang eh. Ha? Paisa-isa yung binibigay dito pag walang-wala na sila dito. Paisa-isa lang to. Hanapin na to. Kasi mo lang mumursyento eh. Oh, apat. Patay ng bola. Ready ka dyan. Ready ka na dyan.
Well, actually, Rizal, very solid naman itong floor defense nila. There's actually a lot of digs happened during the past sequences. Unfortunately, yun nga, I mean, they should already knew na pupunta lang talaga itong Semana kay Orcordas, but they still failed to cover that attack kanina ni Aiko.
And nagsistruggle talaga dito yung Rizal because grabe yung services na nagiging regalo dito ng Team Kankalu, but not this time. As Stacy Lopez will be scoring a bucket here.
What a picture. Perfect hit there. Coming from Stacy Lopez from the opposite.
Coming from the bench here in the third set, she already contributed 2 points. 3-point game in here. Wendy to Dara. That push won't go. Tuguna. One hand save there by Ordas. And that block by Martin.
And Daphne, fresh from the bench, Martin, and earlier Stacy Lopez. Really a very deep bench dito for Rizal.
Now we know why Coach Cromwell entrusted Kid Martin to come in here for Rizal. Perfect timing. Nieva with that one-hand save. That won't go. Puzon activates. That will go too low for the Guna.
Well, those errors, sobrang nakapanghinayang. They covered that ball really well, and unfortunately, that point is ended courtesy of an error of that low set actually of Venice Puzon going to the Guna.
Double substitution, Cuevas at Manalo papasok sa loob. Dalawa lang yan, Jong. It's either they could add up with the intensity made by Caloocan or suddenly Rizal can snatch this rhythm. Loaded service by Cuevas. Puzon activates Martin, hitting the line.
Well, Martin right now, and you see the reason why she's been entrusted there.
This Extreme Spike of the Set is brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Kid Martin just standing 5'7", but playing as a middle blocker for Rizal. Cuevas chooses Manalo. Receiving that one. And Yonko, medyo nang gigil doon. So, rekta sa net.
Well, yung mga ganung regalo, minsan nakakagigil talaga, Daphne. But Yonko, sobrang layo niya sa net when she tried to do that drop. Unfortunately, that will be a free point dito for Rizal.
Lamang na lang ng isa ang Caloocan. Manalo. Di pwede yung ganong off-speed. Buhay pa rin po ang bola dito. Not yet already. 4 touches ang tinawag sa atin ng ating first referee. So I hope you guys are still breathing in because this set is tied at 19. Timeout for Coach Camille.
Baluin na, baluin. Baluin na kami. Hindi naman makakablock sa'yo ng ganun. Neng, balik ka. Neng. Patay tayo, patay. Real, patay. Kayo yan, kayo. Kaya ako dito balik. Yeah.
And right now, a must time or strategic timeout dito for Caloocan. Especially right now, na bumabalik na yung momentum dito ng Rizal. And another threat, a new star is born here for Rizal. Martin doing damage. 4 points already. Third set alone. So they really need to neutralize that by receiving the ball really well. Let's see what will be the play here for Caloocan.
Kid Martin ain't a kid anymore.
Yes.
We are tied at 19 here in the third set. And Manalo will be getting that point. But I think our first referee is clarifying something.
Oh yes, they still gonna give that point to Caloocan.
I wonder what's with Dolorito because earlier doon sa ating timeout, parang minamasahe yung kanyang likod.
But I hope everything's fine for Dolorito.
Shobe with that save. Kabal sa high ball won't go. Doguna!
And Doguna really unbothered despite having the tall blockers in front of her. Kita mo just enough power and muscle for her to break that block and score another point dito for Rizal.
Doguna. With all just load on her shoulders.
Yes.
Pero parang ang dali-dali lang ng trabaho niya dito. Chance here to counter for Team Kangkalu. Akain, pinapalo. And Dolorito.
And now Daphne Dolorito, the third man here for Rizal, entering double digits. Who can stop this kind of play coming from a team with 3 players in double digits right now?
Take a look, that setup. Coming from Puzon, nakaluhod na siya doon. Pero nagawan pa rin ng paraan ni Dolorito. Akain, pinabawi.
And now Akain, we need to see more of that. We need to see Akain, Antipwesto, Nieva helping Aiko Ordaz to bear the lighting torch here for Caloocan and snatch this third set here contra Rizal.
And Coach Camille just, encouraging itong si Tapik Akain earlier nung timeout na bumalik siya sa larong ito. Cuevas with that set up. Puzon, shoot sets to Dolorito.
Whoa!
Cuevas with that save. And players from Caloocan just unsure on whether they're gonna get that ball or not.
Every point is crucial here in the third set. At I know that everybody wants to win, but the question is, who wants it badly right now? Is it Caloocan or Rizal?
1-point lead for Rizal. Was up ahead by 2-0. And Kid Martin, this Bulakenya, just literally magic bullet for Coach Cromwell's side. And now, a timeout on the side of Team Kangkalu.
Sige lang. Hindi yan nag-usap eh.
Paluin nyo. Hindi nga maliit eh. Ang basketball lang, papartuan nyo lang. Ito sabi sa inyo, ito, area na yan. Hindi makakapasa yun yan. Pasa. Hati-hati tayo sa pasa. Pwede yung pasa, hati-hati. Pupunta sa kanya, bigay nyo, makakapasa yan.
Laban!
2-point lead para dito sa Rizal. At nakita naman natin dito sa third set, Coach Cromwell just also experimenting itong kanyang players. Pero lahat sila just all pumped up to contribute and try to secure the third set. Puzon, Gusto Dolorito, slamming the door!
And Dolorito right now, no Duguna front, no problem. Dolorito will deliver here for Rizal.
3-point lead para dito sa Rizal. And now, they are at match point. Kid Martin, the pressure is on her hands.
Oh!
And that will be a victory para sa Rizal.
And right now, what a moment, Daphne, for Kid Martin. 7 points, all in third set alone.
Kid Martin just adding a lot of hype and just really creating a name for herself para sa Team Rizal St. Gerrard Charity Foundation, helping her squad to secure another triumph. Congratulations, of course, for Team Caloocan Air Force for that wonderful run they made here, led by Gual and Semana as the playmakers. But sabi nga natin, hindi kakayanin ni Ike Ordas mag-isa. 27-25, 25-22 at 25-21 ang ating final scores. (27-25, 25-22, and 25-21 ang ating final scores kung saan itong Rizal St. Gerrard Charity Foundation nagwagi kontra Caloocan. What a match we've witnessed here for our second game in our triple header. And for our queen of the court yesterday, siya, pero ngayon nagbabalik muli.
And Daphne, John Duguna never really failed to impress us. And right now, just trying to double her performance today. All on a mission dito, Duguna. All power, not only on defense, but of course on offense. That is why, back-to-back, Queen of the Court, Joanne Duguna.
At kasama niya na nga ngayon, itong si Sabrina San Diego.
Daphne and Jong, bagong kulay ng buhok, pero syempre hindi na naman siya bagong-bago dito sa ating Queen of the Court scene. We have none other than Joanne Daguna from Rizal. So congratulations of course for being the Queen of the Court once again. Pero kung babalikan natin ang game, set number 3 was just so interesting. Nakita natin na lamang na ang Kang Kalu. But kudos to Kid Martin as well, being part of Coach Cromwell's Magic Bunot. Together with you na hanggang ngayon, kayo pa rin talagang tumapos.
Sobrang saya po na, yun nga po, napili din ni si Kid na ipasok sa third set and maganda naman po yung kinalabasan. Congrats, Kid. Yun lang po yung nire-remind sa amin din ni Coach na endgame na, alam namin na dapat na itong tapusin, wag na laruan. Yun lang po yung laging nire-remind sa amin ni Coach.
Now I'm curious, since alam nyo na yung galawan nyo ng isa't isa sa court, ikaw paano mo china-challenge pa rin yung sarili mo every game?
Na pagigihan pa yung nilalaro ko, pero laging nire-remind sa akin ni Coach na hindi lang to yung nilalaro mo, pagigihan mo pa at pagtrabahuan mo pa yung pinapakita mo sa loob. Yan lang po yun. Yan lang.
Since ikaw ang Queen of the Court, might as well batiin mo ang inyong mga supporters at shoutout mo rin ang inyong mga teammates mo.
Shoutout po sa family ng mga kasama ko. Thank you po sa St. Gerrard na palaging sumusuporta po sa amin. Kay Ma'am Sarah po, maraming salamat po kay Sir Carlo. And sa LPU community po, sana wag niyo po kami, patuloy po yung pagsuporta niyo po sa amin. Salamat po.
There you have it, our Queen of the Court. Back to the panel.
Thank you, Sab. And once again, congratulations to our back-to-back Queen of the Court, Joanne Daguna, initiating the offense for Rizal. Siyempre, grabe din ang tulong na nakuha niya with Kid Martin and their playmaker, Venice Puzon. Taking a look at our set number 1, grabe yung pinakita dito ng instincts ni Puzon.
Sobrang dikit ng laro natin, Daphne. First set pa lang, well, nakita natin, yes, errors been piling up for both squads, but sabi mo, it is really Puzon, the heart and the soul of Rizal. And of course, the leader just perfectly orchestrating the offense dito ng Rizal. But for Caloocan naman, yes, they actually have a good play during the first set. Kita natin, activated agad dito or does, but apparently nababasa na nga dito ng Rizal yung nagiging play ng Caloocan because they've been going to Ordas.
27-25, an extended set number 1 we've witnessed. And here in set number 2, you know, grabe din yung rhythm na pinakita dito ng Caloocan at grabe, sinabayan din naman yun at hinabol itong Rizal.
But I must say, this is where Caloocan played very tentative. Na sobrang easy na lang talaga to Rizal to just read of what kind of offense and defense yung gagawin dito ng Caloocan because again, they've been going to Ordas contrary to what happened to Rizal. Very diverse scoring. It actually a torn between to Caloocan reading the great play dito na ginagawa ni Venice Puzon.
25-22 nga ang ating naging set number 2 score at pagdating natin dito sa set 3, you know, Team Kangkalu was just trying to dictate this one, but Kid Martin was just the game changer.
Yes, Kid Martin, imagine Daphne, third set alone, 7 points for this young player from Rizal. And as we can see on the third set, I was actually at the edge of my seat the entire game because it could be anybody's game. But it is Rizal who showed big heart to win the third set kontra Caloocan.
So Rizal pulling up an upset kontra dito sa Team Kangkalu. Final scores 27-25, 25-22, and 25-21. And Rizal just shutting the door kontra dito sa Caloocan in terms of attacks. 41 lang ang nabigay dito ng Caloocan with Rizal showing up 50.
And also more than the attacks, Daphne, tignan mo naman yung aces, almost half of what Caloocan produced. 10 points ang aces dito ng Rizal showing the loaded services na ginagawa na Rizal dito, neutralizing the good reception so that anti-pwesto and naka-end could not make any point there for Caloocan.
Quicker matchup supposedly if Rizal failed to produce those wide errors, which is 18. Now let's talk over to our updated team standings as of the moment. We're in Quezon with still 7 wins and 0 loss. Itong Bacoor on 3. At ito nga Rizal already in the 4th spot. Isang talo lang ang meron sila. At syempre, ito nga coming up next naman, itong Bacoor in the 3rd spot will go up against Marikina, who will have to really struggle a lot going up against itong team Bacoor City Strikers for our final game in just a while.